The Howard Stern Show.
When you got cast in Friends as Phoebe's boyfriend and then husband, that's got to be a huge role too, right? I mean, that's a huge deal. It was that show, probably in terms of recognition, even more so than Clueless.
Oh, more still to this day, more than anything. And I kind of realized that at the time, but I never thought I'd be on that show. I was only supposed to do 1 or 2 episodes.
And then what happened? They liked what you did, and
they were just like, we have another idea for next week, or can you do it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. But I never. That whole experience was just strange because it was, nearing the end of its run. It was a worldwide phenomenon. Yeah. And I just didn't want to get in the way. I was like, I shouldn't be here.
See, you're not afraid to take roles in successful things. Like you go into Friends, you could say, oh, shit, I'm going to fuck this up, or I'm going to go in a Marvel franchise.
I didn't care.
Right.
You didn't? No. I thought, in fact, if they had said, if you're going to come on this show for like a year and a half, the last 2 seasons, I don't know if I would have done it or wanted to do it, but they said, because it was like 1 or 2 episodes, that'll be fun.
Right. Did you get nervous when you had to do that show just because of the enormity of it? Or do you get nervous as an actor when you have to do something like that?
I get nervous, and I remember feeling nervous just because it was a very new kind of format, that 4-camera, and it's like, I want to hit the jokes, and because it's a very specific way of working, and then the whole day they do a run-through, and then they would... I just remember thinking, this is a very strange
when you
feeling.
shoot Friends, it's not like shooting a film. You're shooting it. They almost do it like a little play.
And people always say, you'll like it because it's like doing a play. And then I go, and then I did it. I was like, no, it's not.
Then is it not like a play?
Because you do it over and over. You know that if you mess up, it's not just out there.
Right.
And then the tapings last kind of all night. But it was weird because every Friday, it was crazy. It was like in that soundstage, people are so psyched to see Friends taped live,
right?
And they're so excited to see the 6 of them that I remember just going like, "Whoa, this is strange."
It's like a Beatles concert.
It was like a Beatles concert.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And I guess you're the guy who says, "Hey, I'm the new guy. I could fuck this up," and I don't want to fuck up their
it's like
chemistry.
I'd have 1 or 2 things. I'm just going to hang back. I don't want to get in the way. No one's tuning in to this show to watch Mike Hannigan.
Yeah, but it's also kind of thing too. They have a way of doing things, and then you got to step in all of a sudden and get into their rhythm, and it's got to be a little bit awkward.
Right. Well, I will say they were so cool. All of them.
Nice to you.
Really, really nice and really welcoming, and not like competitive or just or kind of like, this is our show, you're the new kid. Like, everyone was really, really super cool.
There's no hazing incidents.
None of it. Everybody was great.
When you have to go in and memorize a script like that, do they change it up on you as like a Friday approaches and you're going to tape? Are the writers constantly tweaking your lines?
Constantly.
And that must throw you, right? Because you learn the thing and then all of a sudden everything gets changed.
Well, I mean, you kind of just roll with it. But the one thing that I found with that was that it's so much more structured than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you go through the rehearsal.
Yeah, you don't ad-lib in something like that.
There's very little ad-libbing. I mean, occasionally maybe those guys would, but usually you do a run-through kind of as it's written, and then if you have an idea for a joke or something, you'd have to pitch it, and then they do it again. The way they set it up, it's bound to fail because there's nothing organic about it at all.
Right, you're throwing in a random line and no one's prepared for it. But, it seemed really tight the way they shot that whole thing.
I mean, it's also the thing with just the nature of having 4 cameras. The guys that are shooting it need to know the line to cut to the next camera and this.
But it must make you feel good when they say, "Hey, you're only in for 2 episodes," and all of a sudden you end up being Phoebe's husband and everything.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but when it was all said and done, I really had a great time on it, and I enjoyed the experience. But it's this kind of weird blur where it was just like, oh my God, I was on Friends.
The Howard Stern Show.